his son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ ain't his name. You know? So all these offshoots of Christianity out here, this is all paganism worship. This is our true heritage. This is our true identity.
That's right.
You know? So when it comes to all these different branches of Christianity, here it is, we all got the same book, but you got Catholic, you got Protestant, you got Baptist, you got all these different ones with different ideologies, but it's one Bible. When who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, when he walked this earth, he preached one gospel. He didn't preach 9 different gospels to people. You understand? So this is one, that's why it's unity in the gospel, in one gospel. Not in unity as all, we all just gotta believe in him and know. You gotta have the one understanding. You know, can the brother get Ephesians 4:4? Bible for sure, bro.
Because the government set up all those beliefs under a system called COINTELPRO.
That's right.
It was a system called COINTELPRO, which he caused division amongst certain black people that was united, even down to the so-called gang members. Gangs was originally created to protect the neighborhoods.
That's right.
They was to protect the neighborhoods from the majority of gangs that was created was made to protect the neighborhoods from white people that came and pillaged the so-called black people's neighborhoods, man. And then under COINTELPRO, the white man said, well, we're gonna make a rival gang, and we're gonna shoot this black dude and throw a red flag over here and make them beef against one another. Same thing with the churches. Okay? Well, we're gonna start up another faction over here, but they're not gonna believe this part of the Bible. It's the same thing. But you know, hey, like the brother said, it's all these beliefs, but one word. You know? So that shows division. The Lord don't deal with division. You know? There's only one doctrine. That's the truth. The word religion comes from the Latin word religio, which means to hold back and restrain, man. You know? Religion, the scripture, the only scripture is in the Bible that speaks of religion. It says, if
any man's religion, it'd be vain. And that word religion goes to worship. It goes to worship.
You Puerto Rican? You an Israelite?
Yeah, you Ephraim.
You from the side of Ephraim? The shoot.
Yeah,
you're Ephraim. You're an Israelite. You're part of this thing.
Yeah, you one of us.
You one of us.
You one of the 12 tribes of Israel, whom Esau, the so-called white man, hides from you.
Yep.
That's why he slapped you. That's why he slapped us with Negro. That's why he slapped us with African American. That's why he slapped y'all with Puerto Rican. The word Puerto Rican means rich port. How's y'all rich port? That's what he called y'all, rich port. How's the people know rich port? You know?
Ain't no rich port now.
It was a mockery name. It was a mockery name. After they conquered y'all land and took all the precious jewels, they put the name on your original. So really, Puerto Rican is a mockery name.
Yep. It's a byword.
Yep.
In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it says that we will be called by bywords in Proverbs. We won't be called by our real names. You know.
And the reason they called it rich port because when the port is where the boats go in the dock. That's what they was using to take all the wealth from the Ephraimites, which y'all's scriptural name is Ephraim, which is the head tribe of all the northern kingdom, which is all the Latin tribes, all the Native Americans and the Latin tribes. Ephraim is the head tribe of all of those, man. You know?
Can the brother hit that Ephesians verse?
Yeah.
This Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4 and Ephesians 4:4. There's one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. So it's only one truth. It's only one. It's not 100 multiple different truths, 100 different Lords. It's only one, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his baptism and his truth.
And if the brother could get that in Peter, I think it's 1 Peter 2:20, about there is no private interpretation.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why the Lord said, I'm not the author of confusion, but of peace. And all those different religions, that's confusion. Now you got all this thing, these ways, you got all these different roads to choose from, and you're just stuck in the middle like, okay, well, I don't like the way this one, so let me jump to this one, let me jump to that one. It's meant to be one way, the straight gate. The scripture says enter into the straight gate, which it means hard, man. You know that all these religious beliefs, it's easy. You go in the wintertime. In the wintertime, you can go in there and sit in there, it's warm. In the wintertime, where we at? We right here on the streets.
You know, when you read the Bible is about the Israelites, from front to back. The main character of the Bible is the Israelites. excuse me, Israelite brother, because you are Israelite. Whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not. Like before the so-called white man got here, what language was y'all speaking? No, you weren't speaking Spanish, man. You were speaking ancient Paleo-Hebrew. Look it up. I'm not lying to you.
Y'all started speaking Spanish after the Spaniards conquered y'all. That's how y'all picked up Spanish. But when you go back to the ancient relics, y'all wrote in Hebrew and y'all spoke in Hebrew. Because why?
Right.
Y'all came over here after the Assyrian captivity. All right, and that's why he took out this book right here, which is the Apocrypha 1611, because it documents when basically the Latin tribes and Native Americans came over here to this side of the world. Go ahead, brothers.
If I may ask what the brother was saying, hey, and how they were telling you that y'all spoke Hebrew before, man. If you look up the Lost Lunar Stones in New Mexico, that's where that was the land of the so-called Mexicans, which is Issachar. They have basically the 10 Commandments written in the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, man. So it's out there, the history is out there, the proof is out there to show who we are.
Artifacts, relics.
Exactly, like the brother was saying, you just gotta really want to dig for it, man.
Yep. All throughout South America, all the way up to Canada, it's found nothing but Paleo Hebrew. And that's the ancient Hebrew that we used to write.
And another thing, they used to wear fringes. That's a law. That's a scriptural law.
And your people wore this, man.
You know, they wear the ponchos with the fringes on them. That's actually a law in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know,
when Christopher Columbus came over here, you know, he didn't touch America. He landed on the island of Hispaniola, which is Haiti and Dominican Republic. But he brought Hebrew interpreters. Why would you bring Hebrew interpreters to fucking India? That's where he said he was going. But no, the truth is he knew where he was going. He was coming over here. And how did he know that he was coming over here? He referenced the book of Esdras. He said Esdras said that the 10 tribes came over here and traveled to a place where no man's go. So they knew it was another land over here, you know? So his voyage was financed to come over here. And he brought Hebrew interpreters because he knew who was already over here on this side of the world, you know? This is all history that they paid billions and billions of dollars to keep hid from us. But now at the end, the Lord said he will pour out his spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, so we should know these things. Daniel the 12th chapter says at the end, knowledge shall increase. So now we know these things, man. You know, it speaks about how the things of Esau searched out, how his hidden things found out. You know, he has his own tongue calling upon himself. The spirit of the Lord is revealing him. You know, the Lord sending out his prophets at the end. Hey, because ultimately this is what it is, man. It's going to be martial law on the streets. It's going to be a famine out here. They're going to put a mandatory chip inside you. Yeah. People going to be sent to FEMA camps. It's going to be a race war out here. And you already see all this brewing up. Well, the Bible prophesied of this thousands and thousands of years ago. So the Lord sent his prophets out, Jeremiah 28:8. The brother can grab that. Go ahead, brother, let it ride.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
See, they prophesied against countries. This is what the prophets do when the prophets come out. When the Lord sent the prophets out, it's because hell about to break loose after.
You know, just like Noah. Noah said it's gonna rain.
Yep.
Right? They're looking at Noah like, you crazy nigga. Just like they look at us. Look at these crazy niggas on the street corner.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, just like John the Baptist, right? When he seen those wicked Pharisees come to his baptism, he said, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Right.
So he was telling people to repent, the same thing we doing. Why?
Right.
Because wrath is coming. So you got to come back to your knowledge. You got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments. You got to come back to Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahushua. That's the true name of the Father and his Son. You got to come back in order to have a hope to be protected in all this madness that's about to come.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead, brother. Hey, and if any precepts you brothers got,
let them rain.
Go ahead, bro.
Prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil.
Hey, we prophesying against America.
That's
okay?
right.
Go ahead.
Y'all Israelites, man.
That's right.
And of pestilence.
And of pestilence, man. So we prophesied of war and of evil and of pestilence, because that's what's coming to this place. You know, Ezekiel the 2nd chapter, it says, was written therein was lamentation, mourning, and woe. See, people think when you preach the Bible that it's all about love and cupcakes and candy. No, that's not what it's about. The Lord said he come to judge the earth. He said he coming to bring a sword.
That's right.
You know, he coming to bring if he coming to bring a sword, Amos says, go ahead, bro, let him ride.
Hey, when you read the Bible from front to back, there's nothing but slaughter in the Bible.
Right.
There's a bunch of slaughter and destruction going on in the Bible.
But years later, you got now all peace and love. We love everybody. Where the hell that come from, man?
white man.
That's right, sister.
That's right.
That's right. Hey,
She's so quiet.
See, that's right. That sister just said out of the white man. That's who gave you that doctrine.
This is what say that God loves everybody.
That's right, man.
But yet we was put to death to worship this, man.
That's right.
How's God love everybody? We was hung, we was burned, we was castrated to worship this. How's that God love everybody? And then now they come out and say, oh, we preaching hate. How the hell we preaching hate when we was put to death to worship this?
That's right. Come on, brother.
You know? That's the hypocrisy of this devil, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34.
Yeah, hey, because another thing, hey, when them Spaniards and Columbus came over here, they came with that image.
That's right, brother.
And they, like you said, you either worship that image or you have to bow down to the sword, man. Yep. They came with that image, man.
They cut up the women with child, stumped it with the babies, and that was all our people, man. That was specifically your people when he came over here, man. You know, the Taino Indians, those was all Ephraimites, those were Simeonites. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Those was the Northern Kingdom.
Yeah.
There was one movie where the dude in it, the Northern tribe, it's Christ. He said, "I'll die." He said, no, he said if you worship this, the Edomite, the white dude said, if you worship this, you'll be in heaven. Right. And the Mexicans asked, are you gonna be there? And he said, yeah, we're all gonna be there. He said, I'd rather burn in hell.
That's right. That's right.
Because I don't want to be where you at.
That's
man.
right, man.
Our people were forced to worship that, man.
That's right.
Our people ain't with that, man. Northern tribe was getting slaughtered now worshiping that image. That's why it's so beaten down into them. They was forced hard as hell to worship Caesar Borgia, the so-called white man.
And why you think what's happening in Puerto Rico right now is happening?
That's right.
You know, the Lord is not allowing them. I'm pretty sure they praying to Jesus Christos like a mug.
That's right. Yep.
Mary. But that's the problem though, because they not praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, true power. And that's why the Lord is allowing those things to happen, because they not worshiping him. They calling on an idol, a false god.
Yeah.
The
white man.
The white man
looking at Donald Trump for helping this nigga throwing, he's shooting jumpers with paper towels, man.
On his form and shit.
You see, he making a mockery out of our people suffering.
Yeah, bro.
It's 10 feet of water over there. What the hell are you giving them paper towels for?
Yeah, man.
That's a joke. I mean, what they gonna clean with a paper towel?
And they hungry.
They hungry.
They starving. You throwing paper towels.
What about a warm meal, nigga?
See, but the reason that the Lord is having that because our people are disobedient.
That's right.
He sent that flood over there.
That's right.
And so our people return and get right. That's when our people gonna be at ease, man.
Yeah. Hey, bro, and actually, hey, if you watch that scene before he got there, they were fucking cheering, man. Those Puerto Ricans was cheering when he came up there, man. And look what he was doing, throwing paper towels at him, man. Why would you be cheering? You know, if anything, he should have got a standing boo, man. They should have booed the shit out of his ass, man.
Yeah, he came late as hell.
Hey, they knew where to go and pull that shit, man. He didn't go to, Bush didn't go to fucking Katrina doing no shit like that, man. So I mean, cause you got people dying, they dying over there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you gotta pay? If you gonna pay a bullshit picture, you should have been unloading a truck of water or something, man. I mean, you straight literally shitted on the people, man. Practicing on your form, but you can't. What the fuck was you doing that for, man?
Appreciate it.
Hey, go ahead, brother.
This is Joel. This is Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna start in verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into.
Start at the top, brother.
Start at 1? Okay, you know where I'm going with it? Right. It's Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah.
And that's what the Lord doing right now. He's turning our captivity around. When it says bring again, he's bringing us out. See, we waking up, now we standing upon our feet. This is how we cover, this is how we protect it. Through his name, you know, in truth and sincerity. His real name is Yahweh, his son name is Yahweh Shai.
That's the Hebrew. Yeah. That's in the Hebrew. Jesus is not a Greek term. That's Greek.
And one thing.
Who are the Greeks? White people.
Huh?
If the scriptures say the Lord was a Hebrew, the scriptures say the Lord was a Hebrew. First of all, he would have a Hebrew name, right? Yeah. You ain't gonna see no man that's born in Mexico and his name Scott, Andrew. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have a name according to his nativity. You know, that lets you know that the name was taken out of the scriptures, man. You know?
Hey,
go ahead, brother.
Like you said in Hebrews, man, it says it's evident that our Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Judah is part of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Jeremiah 12:14 too.
It's up there, man. Then, like the brother just quoted, man, it said in that Jeremiah 14:2, it talks about their skin being black. Not black as my parents, but just dark-skinned men.
Well, if you look up that word black, it goes back to the word kadar, which means dark skin.
Right. And how this man, how does homosexual, because that's what he is. You know this time, the guy, what was his name? Cesare Borgia. And his the guy that painted him was his gay lover.
Yep. Oh shit.
What's his name?
Michelangelo
Da Vinci. Michelangelo Da Vinci. Hold on. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci. That's his gay lover. And let me tell you how wicked he is, man. This guy right here is so wicked. He actually has sex with his sister, man.
and a homosexual.
And he's a homosexual.
Hey, on that Assassin's Creed game, the third one where they had Caesar Borgia, they actually had what you just said, what was it? Sister? They had all of them, but they had the dude who painted him. And when you, Leonardo da Vinci, when you look at it, it says it in the description when it shows up. It tells you the info on him. It said that he was a known sodomite. And that's on the damn video game. And they was throwing that out there that Caesar Borgia was a faggot, that fucking Leonardo da Vinci was a damn faggot. He was a damn faggot and a murderer, man. That dude is a fucking wicked. He's an Edomite. He's a devil. And our people worship the devil. That's why the Lord is jacking them up down there, because they worshiping the devil. They're not worshiping him. They're worshiping some false god, a false god, and many others.
Yeah, because there's, according to the scriptures in Matthew's the 13th chapter, there's a son of the Lord. There's the sons of God, and then there's the sons of Satan. Man. Yep. The Lord has a physical counterpart on earth, which are the Israelites, and so does Satan. Because the Lord said he deals with balance, right? He said an unjust balance, a false balance is an abomination to him, right? According to the scripture. False balance is an abomination according to the Lord. So if he got sons that he set in the earth to rule in righteousness, of course it's gonna be a counterpart, right? You know, which is the so-called white man. You know?
Hold on. Since you said that, somebody give me Job 9:24.
Job 9:24.
Give me the Maccabees. We'll start with the Maccabees when Alexander broke out. So we can prove where this wickedness started and where it maxed
Job
out.
first?
Job 9:24 first.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
That's in the scriptures. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. At this point, who's ruling the earth?
Yeah, exactly.
What nation of people is ruling the earth?
He's a white man.
The so-called white man, right? You know, the so-called white man. The world currency is the American dollar, right? The American dollar has what color faces on it? White people. Okay, so that lets you know who's ruling the earth. The earth's currency belongs to the so-called white man.
Since you're gonna say that, I'm gonna put my garment on. But since you're gonna say that, there's a guy named Rothschild, okay, Evelyn B. Well, guess what? His great-grandfather back in 1936 said, it doesn't matter to me who runs the country. If I control the debt and control the money, I run the country.
Yeah.
And that president at that time sold the American debt to him, and that's when you know America started having problems with the gold system, the silver system, and that's one of the reasons that they popped Kennedy. Because Kennedy understood history, and in that history, he understood that when Rome went through what it went through, is because they took the precious metal, they bagged their money out. Like that Roman denarii was like 85 or 90% silver. So with that being the case, that's what he was paying with. When that money became obsolete, that's when the pagan Roman Empire wound up getting switched over to the Holy Roman Empire. And that Holy Roman Empire is because Nicene councils and Jakes was in rulership. Generals that had came up in that had got enough authority, enough power, had enough troops bagging them during the Dark Ages that they was calling the shots. That's why I went to the Holy